What makes good breakfast? Is it the biscuits and gravy or the pancakes? For me, there's two things. Girl, you better get out of there. Eggs, good eggs, farm-raised eggs, home eggs, and breakfast sausage. I love breakfast sausage if it's done right. Now, I don't want no pre-made patty or nothing. I want good sausage. And it's kind of a shame. We have so many wild hogs around here, I don't make my own breakfast sausage. And that's something I need to address because we got the pigs, I got a grinder, all I need is some spices, and we're gonna have some delicious sausage. You know that seed oil stuff I'm always talking about? So apparently, like, commercially raised hogs have a lot more of that polyunsaturated fatty acid in their meat than like a wild hog would, because they're just fed so much junk as opposed to, you know, really good organically raised, pasture raised pork, or like wild hogs like we're shooting. So that's another aspect of like a reason to try to get some good wild pig sausage instead of doing that store-bought stuff. I got a grinder and some packaging. Let's go get a pig so we can make some of this breakfast sausage, because that was good. It's a weird night, there's no wind. You get this stuff kind of on the backside of these fronts. Pigs cross this old sand road pretty often. And we're just gonna sit here on this corner and listen, see if we can find pigs or hear pigs and move to them. We wanna get us some sausage. Turkey season's coming up. We've got a lot of travels ahead of us. And breakfast, from what I understand, on turkey hunts, especially successful ones, is a big deal. I got a homemade biscuit recipe I'm gonna start making on those days that we do kill. And it'd be great to have some pork sausage right here from East Texas to take around with us and eat. So we busted out the rifle for that. This is my AR-15 chambered in .223. And I've killed probably 800 pigs with this gun. Maybe 700, I don't know. I didn't keep count. I just killed a lot of pigs with it. And it's deadly. So I told Greg a while ago, I said, hey, we just gotta get to where we can see a pig that doesn't know we're there. We're at least taking one home. That's exciting, really. I mean, we archery hunt all the time. And I love archery hunting. But the main objective is to obtain meat. Then it's a good time to bust out the gun, because my range is a lot better. I mean, at 100 yards, I can hit a quarter 3 times in a row. So I'm doing pretty good. At least I feel pretty confident with it. It means a lot too when you got a weapon that you've had a lot of success with. You know, I think that Davy Crockett, he had his gun, Old Betsy or something like that. That was just like his gun. And that's kind of how I feel about this gun. A much more modern version of it. We're gonna sit down and get quiet. If it's a group, we'll be able to hear them. But if it's a single, we won't. Sunset's gonna be around 7:30. I think about 7:15, 7:20. We should just kind of move that way a little bit. With the wind swirling, we're not doing a ton of good sitting here away from a spot they've been coming out versus being there. We feed pigs here all the time, but they're real sporadic. It's almost like it isn't doing any good to feed them right now, which is real frustrating. That's why I was trying to catch them on this road. But we can only see 80 yards that way, 50 yards that way. So, we're not hearing anything at all right now. But usually, when you're in pig country, it's like around about sunset. You'll hear a hog somewhere, and then you can make a move on them. Hopefully we hear that in a bit. There's some ridiculous stat that people try to claim that possums eat like 9,000 ticks a year or something. Which sounds cool until you realize it's like 150 a day or something ridiculous. There's actually enough underbrush that I can't see. Down there. If we were Clay Newcomb, we would have achieved our goal. Maybe he'll let us know when there's pigs coming in. I think we'll sneak up to that cedar right there and sit there. If it were deer season, it would be too late for her. Got a little face-off going here. Black pig come out from the rock. Look at that, something back in there. I've been looking at that pig for years. Come on, buddy. Give us a better shot. Squeal, but I only have one ear working, so I thought it was on my left. Could you see him? You saw the pigs. Yeah, you heard that big squeal. I saw one run kind of back to the left, but I'm hoping that the bandit one just ran him off. Man. It's a hard decision to make on if we should push up in there or just be patient. I kind of feel like we should just be patient. We'll see a pig this year. I mean, we got 20 minutes or more. We're about to have one show up on our left. I hope he comes out over there. I hope our wind stays consistent enough to pull this off. Here comes our raccoon friend back. That's a bad wind. There's a pig on the left. right in front of the front shoulder, right through the neck, didn't I? That's not the banded one that I thought I was going to kill. I thought I had it right behind his ear. I thought he was going to drop. When he didn't drop, I was really disappointed. Man, I'm sure I hit him. I guess we got enough light. Let's go up there and see if we can't get on blood right away. He took off from right here where I shot him. No blood yet. Sometimes it takes a little bit. There's blood right there. It ain't great, but it's pretty good. Yeah, right here. So one of the weird things about rifle hunting, in my experience, especially with smaller calibers like a .223, is that you sometimes don't get as good a blood trail. But we got pretty decent blood. I mean, just archery hunting, you're just used to really good blood trails because you're cutting. Whereas with a bullet like this, you're tearing, punching a hole through vital stuff. We got blood coming out both sides, and there's some bubbles in it, so I feel pretty good about it. Greg thinks he crashed over there, which is highly likely. I think it's probably right through the front shoulder, so we should have a dead pig. But we have some trailing to do, which is never, I'm not going to say never good, but you're not for sure when you got to do some trailing. It's way better when they drop. There. Hey, is that a dead pig right there? I can't see. It looks like a dead pig. That's cool, if it is. I'm gonna go around over here and where I can get a good look, make sure he's dead. Good and dead. Oh, all right, dude, let's go. Boom. Sick. That pig's bigger than I thought he was. He's like 225. We've been experimenting with this, and it almost seems like it really don't matter all that much. I mean, if we take good care of this meat, getting cut up quick, we should have tasty sausage. I need 25 pounds of meat to make breakfast sausage for the mix that I got. And we're gonna have more than that, shall I say, off of this pig. Gosh, feel that plate right there. You hear that? Oh my goodness. Success, we killed a hog. Boar hogs are cool. I know they don't have antlers, so it's just kind of weird sometimes to quantitate the size on these things. This boar probably weighs 225 pounds, which is what a lot of mature boars get to. I just feel like they get to this size, and then maybe they can add some girth, but they don't get a lot bigger than that unless it has the genetics for it. You know, some pigs can get over 400 pounds, but that's a super rare hog. I've only seen one like that in the wild. I've killed one boar that I know was over 300, and he was about 320. But this right here is just like an exquisite specimen of what a mature boar looks like. He's got a pretty good razor. I'll roll him back so we can get a better look at him here. I don't guess that bullet passed through, and I can see why not. He's got a plate of armor. Can hear solid dust coming off of him there too. That'll be over an inch thick. Right there, you can feel fat back here, but up here it's just really what I would call gristle in his armor so that he can fight. This isn't the first pig we saw. The first pig we saw was a white banded hog that we've seen for a few years. Black ones like this are hard to identify as individuals because they're so common, but that banded one we've been after for a few years, still haven't got to shoot him. Yeah, so no exit. I hit him about right here on the opposite side, which would be a double lung, and it killed him in 60 yards with a .223. That's a 22 caliber bullet. Now, not a 22 long rifle. It's like a 5.56 .223. What ARs are chambered in oftentimes. And I shot a spire point, which is kind of like a pointed soft point, which means it's going to have some expansion, but it's kind of controlled pretty good for hogs like this. I've killed a lot of hogs with that. It's just neat sharing the woods with something that's like this unique. I mean, he's real bristle-haired. They're just unique critters. It's crazy to me that they don't have thick hair in the sense of keeping them warm. So the fact that they can survive winters, figure out ways to make it, they're just tough animals. And I can't believe he really went down that quick. That's amazing. Let's look at these cutters on this other side here. Maybe this one isn't broke off. It's dirty. It's broke off too. But you can see that flat point right there. He broke it off on his backside, but this flat right here is where that bottom one, you hear that? It's sharpening constantly. And that right there on this leading edge, if I was to push into that too hard with my hand, pull sideways, it would cut me. Now it's not a sharp angle, it's like 90 degrees, right? But it's a super sharp side on that thing. Cool critter. We'll cut the meat off of him, make some sausage. It's got that half frozen thing going on, which actually is pretty good because it grinds real well when it's that way. You want a lot of that in there if you can. Just good pork fat. It helps the sausage be sausage and not just ground meat. Some folks will be precise with their percentages and ratios or whatever you want to call it. And we're just gonna wing it. Make some. I mean, just taking the meat off the critter and making it into something. Not too complicated. You know, it's probably something that we shouldn't shy away from is the fact that this is a boar, like a male. And there's a lot of folks that just strictly do not eat those. To me, this smells just fine. Doesn't have any nasty to it at all. A big part of that's because of proper meat handling. You know, I got it cooled off as quick as we could, got it off the animal as quick as we could. I'm using rump roasts, some front shoulder, and some back strap in all this to kind of make a really good, well comprised sausage of all kinds of pretty good cuts of meat. You know, there's nothing kind of weird in there. Hopefully that kind of shows in quality. Alright, now we just need to grind it, put it in a bowl. Making more sense all the time. Yeah. You don't want it to scald on a pan when you cook it. You want it to render that fat while it's cooking so it'll kind of fry. And normally pork has enough fat to do that. And they use the fattier parts of the meat from this pig outside of the backstrap to make that happen. But we might put it in here in this mixer again and mix it all up for a second go around, just to make sure the fat's evenly distributed through the meat.
or through the sausage.